In the world of women's championship 9-ball, a matchup of two elite players can bring uncommonly similar backgrounds into focus. Former Player of the Year Karen Corr has been a dominating force on tour. Kelly Fischer is in her first full year, but has quickly arrived as the exciting new player to watch, ready to break through. Will today be the day? We'll find out now. From picturesque Alpine, California, it's semifinal action at the Mueller Recreational Products West Coast Classic, presented by the American Pool Players Association. Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the Dreamcatcher showroom here at the Viejas Casino. It's been like this all week. Mitch Lawrence, along with the striking Viking Ava Mattia Lawrence, and the excitement is very palpable inside the Dreamcatcher showroom. Two great players today, Kelly Fischer and Karen Corr. What do you think is the mindset of these two players as they come into this important match for both of them?
Well, they both have real reasons of wanting to make a splash here at this tournament. You have, on one hand, you have a true proven champion, in Karen Corr, who has been ranked number 1, number 2, going back and forth. She wants number 1 back real bad. And then on the other hand, you have an upcomer, Kelly Fischer, who has had fantastic tournaments, come in 4th place 4 different times, and she wants to move up. And I think this may be her time. She's really ready to go.
Let us take a look at our road to the finals, always the most exciting time of any event. The winner of this matchup between Karen Corr and Kelly Fischer will meet the Texas Tornado, Vivian Villarreal. Winner of that match will meet Gerda Hofstetter, the G-Ford, waiting undefeated in the championship match. One of these 4 players will be the champion of the West Coast Classic. Now, there you see, the Irish invader Karen Corr, ranked 2nd in the world. This is how she got to this point. 4 matches early, a 9-1 victory over Janet Atwell. We'll tell you about her. She had a fabulous week. Then losing to Vivian Villarreal, 6-9. Coming back to defeat number 1 player in the world and 2-time defending champion here, Alison Fischer, 9-5, gets to the TV match. Kelly Fischer, how did she get here? This has been a rocket on tour. Look at this. Xin Wang of Taiwan, 9-2. Susan Williams, the 5th-ranked Monica Webb, the 3rd-ranked now Julie Kelly, then losing herself to Gerda Hofstetter, 6-9, and coming back in a great matchup for TV against Janet Atwell, 9-5. So both of these players tested during the week, as they are every week on the WPBA Classic Tour. This is Ava, a monstrously tough field to get through. 64 players start every week, and we are down to 4. Karen Corr with the first break.
And a good break, too. She made the corner ball there, and look at this. She's looking right at the 1. She's got a clear shot at the 1 right here, and the 2 ball being right down here. She's got a great way of getting to it. Just draw it down and play the 2 in the side. And everything's wide open, Mitch. You can see the 6 ball there by the side pocket could be a little bit of an issue later on, but...
I was going to say, a good way to start if you are Karen Corr. Immediately try to establish some control. Watch out.
Look out.
Watch out. Got more interesting all of a sudden, didn't it?
It did. She didn't quite have, she had more of an angle than I thought, and she couldn't just force the cue ball down, so she had to go across and back, and that almost cost her. She almost ended up scratching on that. This will be interesting right here, Mitch, to see if she can do anything with that 3 and 9. Might be an automatic billiard there if she gets right on it. Oh, no good.
And now Kelly Fischer with a chance. You see that little look from Karen Corr as she walks back. We talked about if you get to the table and you have a good layout, it's a great thing to do. Conversely, if you happen to make a mistake and don't quite get there, you give this player, Kelly Fischer, a chance. And you better keep your eyes open. This is one of the quicker players on tour. And look at that, Ava. And she looks absolutely shocked, as I think you and I are, that she missed that.
I think, again, that's that first rack nerves. You either really step up and just play flawlessly the first rack, or you're a little bit tight. And Karen is much more used to being in this particular situation, so I think she's going to start out a little bit more steady than Kelly.
Although Kelly Fischer has, I said rocketed before, and it is absolutely true. She has been here a very, very short time, has been playing 9-ball a short time, and she has made a number of TV appearances already. And this woman, we know what she is capable when she sets her mind to it. I mentioned that Alison Fischer was the 2-time defending champion. She will not be here. She finished out of the top 4, and that is unusual to say the least. But Karen Corr has won this event twice as well. In 2001 and 2002, she knows what it means to hoist the Viejas Trophy.
And here she's faced with trying to get on the 6, Mitch. This is her key shot right here. You can see it right by the side pocket right there. I believe she's going to try to get on the other side of it so she doesn't have to deal with the side pocket. Oh, she hit that perfectly. Now she wants an angle. She definitely does not want to be straight on this.
That looks like she is, and you see that little twist of her mouth there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what she's going to do. If she's going to have to follow it down, Mitch, and shoot the 7 in the wrong corner. She is. Look out. It's going to have to tap it a little bit.
And it does.
She got away with it. That was a good shot.
She'll take it. I want to quickly give you the rules of the game before this first rack is over. It's a race to 7 to move on. Will be alternating break, a 30-second shot clock on the players with 1 extension per rack, and it will be cue ball fouls only.
She used all of that pocket. She almost missed that. She just played on the outside part of the pocket, and that's why the cue ball got a little farther away than she had wanted it to. I think she'll be fine here, Mitch.
Nice stroke. And a very, very confident stroke. And Karen Corr establishing early that once she gets to the table, she knows what to do. Jumps out to a 1-rack lead over Kelly Fischer. The Mueller Recreational Product West Coast Classic is brought to you by Mueller Recreational Products, the rec room that comes to your door. By the American Pool Players Association. Kelly Fischer coming to the table, originally from West Yorkshire in England, now living in Matthews, North Carolina, outside of Charlotte, and just recently got her 3-year visa. Ava, and I know there's a lot of players on tour that when they hear that, they go, oh, drat, because now Kelly Fischer's definitely here.
She's here to stay.
She is a real player.
She let the cue ball go a little bit, and instead of being in the center of the table where she would have had a shot, the cue ball now landed right here on the rail, and as you can see, the 1 is right by the corner, which makes it tough, Mitch, because now she's got to really look where to push out. I mean, where are you going to push out to where Karen doesn't have an open shot? I think she may have to push out to either a kick, a jump shot, something like that. Or she's going to have to kick at it.
Break the balls, and I come back to the table, and I can't see the 1. I just can't believe that, you know, that if I could just see the 1, that opportunity of me running out and getting ahead pretty early in the match. Obviously now I've got to play a negative shot, and I'd rather play a confident shot and all the time. But hey, I've got to play the right shot right now, and that's the main thing.
She's pushing.
Extension.
And takes her extension as well. Such a key shot to push out, Ava, at the beginning of the rack.
It really is. Some racks more than others, but in a situation like this could be devastating. The balls are fairly spread open. If she leaves an offensive shot for Karen here, it could be curtains this rack. So this is really big that she doesn't leave some kind of shot. I think what she did there, she left herself enough to where I don't think Karen will be able to hit this 1, and if she can, it was a mistake because, as you can see, the 6 ball may interfere with part of that 1, and what she was trying to do is get it just to where you can hit the 1 but not make it, which I don't know if that's possible. Oh, you can see there, she can actually go rail first, and no question, Karen gave it back to her. Oh my!
She just fired that in. Comes close to the corner pocket, but she's okay. Perfect shape on the two. And that is how you use the push out, ladies and gentlemen. That is a perfect example of Kelly Fischer getting it back and knowing what she had to do. Watch out. Okay.
And she left herself a bank here, man. She's not going to like this at all. The cue ball is going the wrong direction. It's going to have to head towards this area with a 6 ball. She's going to have to try to put some juice on this cue ball a little bit, maybe a little spin, maybe a little draw to be able to avoid going into the 6. And she overcut the 4. She get lucky there?
I don't know. It looks like it goes by the 5. We'll see. Karen taking a good look. Kelly will tell you, she'll be the first to tell you that the part of her game she's working on is banking and kicking. Coming from a snooker background, she knows that there's certain parts of her game she really needs to work on. Very strong pocketer of the balls. 9 ball is a new game to her. Karen Corr, on the other hand, has all the shots. We have seen them over the years, that's for sure. Let's see if this 4 slides by the 5.
She tried to cheat the pocket a little bit. She didn't have a full pocket in there, and she was just too afraid of hitting that 5. And no, well, she did get a little lucky. Look at this. 4 ball hung right in the side pocket. That helps. 5 is right here, no problem. But look what happened to the 6 and 7. It's going to be close if that 6 ball can even be pocketed. You have to hit the lowest number ball on the table first. And to be able to make that 6, she may be forced to clip the 7, and obviously she can't do it. So it'll be interesting to see this, Mitch. She might go, yeah, she's going to go for the combination. Very smart, the 5-9 combo right there. She knows even if she misses this combination, the 6 and 7 are still tied up. The only thing she does not want to do here is play this softly and leave a possible hanger.
Combinations are terrible. I really just, again, avoid playing them at all costs. But if I have to, I try working the path out and, just try concentrating on making that ball hit the next ball to go in. It's not my favourite at all, but again, I'll try give it my best and just hope I can get that ball in.
Look at that shot. Well done.
Well, she may be learning certain things about the game of 9 ball, but this combination is one of those shots where it looks like she's really getting the hang of this pretty well, Ava.
And normally the snooker players, they never play combinations in snooker. They all hate it. Karen, Allison, and Kelly. And look at this, just split the pocket.
Good work by Kelly Fischer, and here we are tied at Viejas. Standing at the table, Karen Corr, ranked 2nd in the world, fighting to get back to that #1 position. To do it, she will have to beat Kelly Fischer and then Vivian Villarreal, get a crack at Gerda Hofstetter, waiting undefeated in the finals, and keep plugging away. Alison Fischer, world #1, has been dethroned as the defending champion here in Viejas, and watch out, cue ball almost goes in. But doesn't, and I think Karen will have a shot here.
Well, she doesn't have an offensive shot. She's definitely going to have to play a safety with a 1 ball right here. She has no pocket for the 1, and the bank is blocked from this, I believe, by the 2 ball, but it might be close. She may go ahead and go for the bank and favor the long bank to where you miss it on this side, because then the 1 ball is heading this way, and she might be able to get safety out of it.
If I'm faced with a bank shot, I hate it. Playing on a snooker table, you're really hard to bank a ball, so No, no good.
Yeah.
Well done. As you can see where she landed the cue ball there, she left herself a tough shot now, but had she missed that one ball and gone a little too far, she would have left a really strong safety. So it was a good two-way shot. Now this is a key here, Mitch, obviously making this two ball.
You hate to come with a really good bank on the one and then miss the two.
You bet. Well, that's a
Nope.
tough shot, slow rolling it like that.
Nope. And you could see it as soon as she hit it.
But the good thing that Karen has gotten really strong at through the years, and that's keeping her so consistent, is that she doesn't leave much when she misses. She could have hit that a little firmer and drew the cue ball into the 3 or something, but then you're taking a chance on a tough shot that if you miss it, you could leave a sellout for your opponent. So instead now, Kelly was forced to kick at that and do the best she could with the shot.
This, the third event of the year on the WPBA Classic Tour, and Karen off to a little bit of a rocky start. Uncharacteristic of her play. Finishing third in the opening event in Carolina and then 13th at the Great Lakes Classic, and that certainly got her attention.
She's just a little bit
Wow.
off. I mean,
Yeah.
for everybody that's been watching and following the players on tour, especially Karen, I mean, you know she's like a robot when it comes to making the ball. She'll make a little mistake on position here and there, perhaps, but I mean, shot making, she's always been so incredibly strong and consistent. And like you said, she's just been making little errors, unforced errors.
And let's see if Kelly Fischer can take advantage. As she moves around, I want to mention this great playing equipment. You see it there. Unbelievably beautiful Manhattan table by Brunswick Billiards. Centennial balls also by Brunswick, celebrating their 160th anniversary this year. And Simonis 860 cloth on that table. And I mentioned Kelly Fischer wanting to take advantage. She has appeared in 7 WPBA Classic Tour events in her short career here in America, and she has made it to TV 4 times already.
Four,
You're here with
four
the
out,
shot,
of,
but
out of 7 times making a Final Four is pretty strong. And she's a little bit of a trouble here because she wanted to have the cue ball right here. That way she could have made the 5 and come down here with the cue ball. Now she's got the wrong angle, and the cue ball is forced to go in the wrong direction. She's trying to see if she could slow roll this in and land it right about there. Put a little bit of left spin perhaps and just baby it in there. It's got to stop. Oh, she got away with it. She did a good job there, just stopping it just in time. She can see just barely enough of the 6 to make it.
she's such an interesting story, is Kelly Fischer. She told me when she first came over here, and I talked to her at length about her background and her career. What I really liked about her attitude, Ava, was that she knew she was going to lose matches, that she was going to make mistakes, that she was going to have a tough time, but she was so determined that the way you get better is by losing. She said that's where you learn the lessons that make you better. You don't take it for granted, and she is learning those lessons well and doing what she has to do. And it's paying off big time. Kelly Fischer now up by a rack, 2 racks in a row over Karen Corr. Great hospitality, rabid pool fans in the San Diego area, and they're here watching 2 of the great players in the world. Second-ranked Karen Corr and currently 13th ranked Kelly Fischer, but that will change. She is moving up quickly in the ranks of the best players in the world. Mitch Lawrence and Ava Mattia Lawrence, the striking Viking, here with you.
And Kelly made a good break shot there, Mitch. 3 ball on the break, and if the 1 ball passes here, she's in pretty good shape. I mean, there's nothing major that's tied up. The testy, she's got to squeeze it by that 6 ball and just try to roll the cue ball up. play the 2. No, she didn't have a shot at it. She tried to play the safety behind the 6, and instead she gave an opening for Karen here, Mitch. Look at this. Same situation. Can she squeeze that 1 ball past the 2? If not, she can try the same type shot. She could either play the 1-5 combo on the side, or she can just squeeze that cue ball and hide it behind the 5 ball. Well, good safety, especially if it gets behind that 8.
It up. Yeah, I was going to say. There is a pressure shot. Let's see what Kelly can do with this one. Games are so pivotal, excuse me, Ava, in a short race like this to 7, every game just magnified, every shot magnified.
And I think Karen, this is what Karen needs to do. She's feeling a little tight. Her shot making is a hair off. So instead of going for some tough shots, it's time to tighten up and make things miserable for Kelly instead. If you're not feeling 100% confident over the shot, play safety. If there's a safety there, why take any chances? And
you know what? It's like any other sport. There are days you're going to be on all cylinders and really firing away. Look at what, yeah.
This is an intentional foul by Kelly. She was trying to mess up the balls a little bit. She was trying to get that 7 and 9 hooked up. But now, not only did she not do that, but she really put Karen in a great position to, A, be able to make something happen offensively, or B, really put Kelly in a situation where she's on now 2 fouls.
Was that a surprising shot to you? As it was to me?
No, I mean, the intentional foul, she couldn't, there was almost no way for her to hit the 1 ball. So you want to go ahead and just make, if you have to give up ball in hand, make it really tough for your opponent to run out. But
just
however,
like
making those, accidentally getting that 2 ball up there too. Now that there's 2 blockers with this 1, she has to be careful, or Karen can put her in a situation where she can't hit the 1 ball. And as you know, 3 fouls in a row is loss of game. And she's doing the smartest thing she can do, which is open those up and say, okay, Karen, you go ahead and run out, but I'm not going to give you the automatic situation to just stick it to me and get me on 3 fouls. So you just have to take your chances here that Karen makes a mistake.
Well, how about the 1-9 combination?
Deadly. Combinations I'm deadly at. Again, it's like something from snooker you rarely had to do, so it's keep trying to learn them, and they're so frustrating.
And this is again a proof that Karen is a little uncomfortable. The balls are wide open, Mitch, and she's going for a combo. It's not a tough combo, but still, for Karen to go for the combo here tells me that she is not real confident with her run-out ability right now. Good shot.
Let's take a couple looks at it. We are tied at 2 apiece here in Alpine, California.
Game 4 to Miss Core.
You can
And
see
that, I guarantee you, Kelly Fischer did not want to leave that combination for Karen.
absolutely not, but she was in a tough spot as it was, and there wasn't much else for her to do in that situation.
You're watching the WPBA West Coast Classic. Don't you dare go away.
Karen Core, seated, thinking about rack number 5, tied at 2, and a chance to move on, take control of that rack. And here is what happened. Karen Core at the table. You see the 7 hanging by the side, trying to break it out a little bit. And instead, that 5 just jarring in the corner pocket. Kelly Fischer got up, finished the rest of rack number 5, and takes a 3-2 lead against Karen Core here in Alpine, California. So leading 3-2 in a race to 7. We'll see who moves on. Kelly Fischer with the break in rack number 6. And this is a big point in this match, Ava. After getting that particular rack, let's see if she can keep moving toward that 7, that magic number in this matchup.
And she got a chance to do it, Mitch. She made 2 balls on the break. And the 2 ball being right here, she could play it possibly in the side, possibly down here in this corner over here. And look where the 3 conveniently is, right there by the side. She doesn't have to do much. She can just cinch this ball, and she's going to have built-in position. Oh, I thought so, but she nicked that 9. Oh, she's still okay.
She'll shake her head. She told me, excuse me, Eva, I was talking to her before the match, and I asked her about leading up to this, and she said the first couple days, Thursday and Friday of this week, she played great. She felt comfortable at the table. She said Saturday, which is always the toughest day, for those of you unfamiliar with the WPBA Classic Tour event, it is brutal on Saturday
really is.
to get to these TV matches, and she said she struggled all day. She never felt completely comfortable. She made some great shots, but would come back with some weird ones, and I said, the important thing is you're here. That's all that matters. So it might not be the prettiest, but she's doing her work.
That's a great point, and I found it interesting because of all the players out there, we all tend to start a little bit slow, and as the tournament goes on, you play better and better and better. You get used to the conditions, you get used to the tables, you get used to that real tournament tough. But the interesting thing with Kelly, you catch her early, she does not miss. I mean, she's a machine, first match, second match, third. And then she gets a little bit weaker. Now, I don't know if it's because she hasn't won yet on the WPBA Classic Tour. She's used to winning in the snooker world, but not really here. So it'll be interesting to see if she can follow through here. She usually comes up short. She gets to the TV round, and then she loses the first match or the second match.
Well, it's interesting. She hasn't made it to the second match yet.
So that's right.
And it's a great point you make. I mentioned that she's played in 7 events on tour and made it to TV 4 times. She's finished 4th in the other 3 appearances. Now, that's fantastic. But in her mind, there is only one thing that she wants to accomplish now once she is here in America, and that is winning a title on the WPBA Classic Tour. She leads by 2 racks now over a very, very dismayed Karen. That 860 Simona's cloth on the table. Centennial balls by Brunswick Billiards. Terrific equipment for the best players in the world. Karen Corr needs to make something happen now. Down 2-4 to Kelly Fischer in this race to 7. The last second, that 3 just drops in the side, Ava.
And that keeps her at the table, but she doesn't have much to look at. One ball being down here, and again, this is the last thing you want to see, is that there are no balls anywhere here for her to hide behind. So to play safety when it's wide open like that, it's always much more difficult. All I can see here is for her to hit the left side of the 1 and try to come around. Yeah, that's pretty smart. It's not going to change much, but it's going to change her angle a little bit. And as you can see, she was trying to get the 6 ball all the way up behind that 8, so that if she were to sell out and leave a shot for Kelly later on playing a safety, then at least something would be tied up on the table.
And not happy, you see Karen Corr. And it's just an interesting facet of how these 2 players approach their work at the table.
And here's that shot, hitting the left side of the 1. This is the shot that Karen passed up. And I guess Karen knew what she was doing, because look at this. Kelly didn't get there. She left an opening between the 4 and the 2, and Karen's got an open shot at the 1.
Mentioned before that Karen needs to get this rack. A critical time when you're down by 2 in a race to 7 in mid-match. So that shot by Kelly Fischer could prove big in this rack. And you see the 8 and the 6 there.
Well, isn't Karen happy now that she came up short on that, on that push shot? Because the 6 ball is now makeable, as opposed to with the mess she was trying to leave. So she's okay here. Good shot there, coming around for the 4 on the side. She's looking at the angle where she wants to be on this 5, so she can easily get right about in here. This is where she wants to be for the 6. She wants to make sure the next 2 shots, all she is doing here, they're easy to make, the 4 and the 5, and she's focusing on where to be to make this 6 ball, and I have no idea what she just did. And from the look of Karen, I don't think she did either.
Gave it a little squeeze of the neck, talking to herself.
She got a little draw on there that she really didn't want. Now she's just going to have to do a little bit more work. Looks like she's going to have to draw it into the other side of the table and back out. unless she can kill it just past that 9. Just look out for the 9 ball. Oh, look out, look out, look out, look out. Did it stop in time? Oh, that is close.
That's definitely closer than she wanted there.
I don't think she can make it.
She's asking for the bridge, and you see the way she's walking back. She is just absolutely... She's getting the extension for the end of her cue also, Ava.
Well, it looks like... No, she's going to have to kick at it. She's going to try to go down in the rail, come up, just hit the 6, pass between the 8 and the rail and get a safety. Oh, no, she thinned it. Okay. Good shot. Good shot.
And she's disappointed. She did not... She wanted to end this rack. For sure.
Well, the shot that it wasn't on the 6 ball. The shot was on the 4, getting to the 5. She just drew it way too far, and it was a tough, tall order to get position on the 6 from there, where she was.
Let's see what Kelly can do with this.
Well, I think she went for it.
I think she did too.
There is a safety there to go hit and stick behind it, but that's not what she went for. She went for that offensively. I thought she was going to just try to lag it up and try to hide behind the 9 or the 7 or something, but she went for the cut.
Karen with a fantastic year, another fantastic year in 2004. 8 top 3s. And the championships at the BCA Open and the WPBA Nationals. Alison Fischer, the player of the year, but Karen Corr on her heels the whole way. And now we're adding Kelly Fischer to this match up of ex-snooker players from the British Isles. Karen and Kelly have a great history of snooker competition already. They bring that history now to the WPBA Classic Tour.
Oh. Well, that worked out nicely. Yeah, I would suggest for anybody to read up a little bit or watch a tape on how snooker players approach the table. As you can see, their stance, their approach is a little bit different than most pool players who are a little bit more wild and not as precise about how to get over the shot. And that is the biggest key to why snooker players are so incredibly good at pocketing balls.
Karen Corr needing rack number 7, and she gets it. Moves within 1 rack now of tying Kelly Fischer up in this race to 7.
Fischer leads 4 games.
Kelly Fischer walks to the table, still leading by a rack at 4-3. Mentioned earlier that she's from West Yorkshire in England. Her dad, Don, a pro boxer. And Kelly credits him with giving her the courage and the motivation to really follow her dream. And she has done that. Very interesting, Ava, to listen to Kelly talk about her dad and her relationship with him. And the attitude of a boxer coming to the table and playing 9-ball. It's a great discussion to have with her.
And she's definitely a fighter. There's no question about that. And here, great break shot. She made 2 balls on the break. And with a 1 gone, she's got this open shot at the 2. Perfect angle to come up for the 3. And she left, again, a perfect angle to make this 3 ball and come down clear to the other side of the table for the 4. And this, it may not be a road map, but it's not far from it. The balls are right there. It's all about cue ball control and playing the correct pattern, and that's what we saw Karen in the last rack failed to do. When she got too far in that 5, she just got out of her pattern a little bit, and cue ball control is so important right here. It could either be a real easy rack, or you can make it difficult on yourself, depending on what you do with the white ball.
And, you know, you and I were talking about the speed at which Kelly plays and how fast she plays moving around the table, and she told me that you said you were amazed that a snooker player could play this quickly. She said when she played snooker, she played faster than this.
That's incredible.
That her coach, Lionel Payne, had to slow her down
It's
to this
incredible.
speed.
And it's the size of those pockets and the little balls, the big table. It's absolutely amazing that your eyes even have time to adjust as fast as she tends to run around the table.
We're always talking about different players' tempo and rhythm when they're at the table, and finding the perfect one that lets you have the combination of trust and technique.
Yeah, that's huge. You're right.
And for her, when she is in that place and she finds it like this, she's just totally trusting that her body and her mind are going to give her position, and they have in this rack. Beautifully done. That is a textbook way to answer a rack by your opponent. A break and run out in rack 8 by Kelly Fischer, and back up to a 2-rack lead.
She leads 5-3 to break back to Miss Cord.
As we watch Steve Tipton prepare the rack, it gives us a chance to thank Brunswick Billiards, who brings us 2 of the tremendous official products of the Classic Tour, the Big Break Rack and Centennial Balls. And here, what is becoming a very familiar face on the WPBA Classic Tour, Motor Molly, Irish Julie Kelly, who this week at Alpine has moved into the 3rd ranked spot in the world, overtaking Jeanette Lee. Jeanette moves to 4th. Julie, after so many years of hard work, Ava, being rewarded a little bit, and now number 3 in the world, right behind her good friend Karen Corr. And you won't find 2 harder working players than these 2.
5-3.
Julie Kelly, the former world champion, won the Canadian Classic event last year on the WPBA Classic Tour. And Ava, we've talked about it a lot. Julie's win has been spurring other players on
Absolutely.
to break the dominance that Karen and Allison have had for so many years, Kelly Fischer included.
She's the one that broke the ice, absolutely. Really good player, amazing shot maker.
I know you had the fortune of playing Julie Kelly this week and got a taste of it. And you played a really good match against her. And
we had a good battle, but she was just too consistent, too strong. Look at this break here. Perfect. Cue ball, 1 ball right there, 2 down here. And I don't think that there's a major issue on this table at all. The 4-9, as you can see right there, the 4 does pass by the 9. And when you play position like this, Mitch, it doesn't matter where the balls are. And Karen, you know, like you said earlier, Karen has been a little bit off. She finished 13th at the last event, and I don't know for sure, but I believe that may be the worst she has finished since she came over to play on the Classic Tour. And I know she hated it. I was talking to her, and she was not a happy camper. So this means this match, this tournament, this next couple of matches means a lot to Karen. She wants that number 1 back. Allison and her kept going back and forth, and now Allison has a pretty good grasp of it. Allison is ahead by about 300 points right now, which is really big, and a lot of that had to do with that last event, Allison winning and Karen coming in 13th place.
And at this level, those kind of finishes will really spread you out, as you said. So now Karen's work all in front of her. She knows what she has to do. Allison is out of this tournament, finishing 5th this week. And to give you an idea of the kind of dominance we're talking about, Allison Fischer had finished still in the top 5 now of 71 out of the 76 events.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
And you will not find in any sport by any player a record to match that. I don't care who it is. So it's Karen Corr's luck is the wrong word. I'm sure she'll tell you that she had to come at a time when Allison has been so dominant. For her to make a dent in Allison's dominating time on the Classic Tour is a testament to Karen Corr's ability. So many good players out here now, Ava.
Absolutely. And 2 of the hottest ones right now, Kelly Fischer and Karen. both of them look like they have loosened up now, and it's going to be a strong battle from here.
Nobody giving in now. 2 break and runouts. In the last 2 racks, Kelly Fischer still up by a rack. Here in Alpine, trying to get to 7.
Game 9 to this score. Fischer leads 5-4.
The setting here at Viejas Casino in Alpine, California. WPBA, the best players in the world. And Kelly Fischer, currently ranked 13th in the world, but as we said, moving up big time and moving up fast. Another powerful break, Ava, and let's see if she'll be rewarded. Wow.
3 balls on the break. Look at where the 3 ball is. Everything wide open. Watch this. Corner ball, 5 ball goes in the corner, 1 goes in the side, and the 2 ball sneaks in on the other side pocket. That's strong, Mitch. And even though she lost the cue ball a little bit and ended up on the other side of the table, the 3 ball helped her out by joining the cue ball on that side of the table. And this is looking pretty good for Kelly right now.
We said at the end of that last rack that both players seeming to loosen up a little bit. Now it seems like they're going, okay, here we are, we're at it now, let's go.
Right.
Took them a couple racks to settle in, but this is really feeling like a couple of players who want to go to the next match against Vivian Villarreal. They know that they got to get through their opponent to do it.
All right, all she did there was make sure she got enough of an angle to where she could relatively easily come back up for the 8. She wanted to be either a little bit straighter or have a little bit more angle. This is kind of a funky. It's not. I don't think it'll be a big deal for Kelly, but she's going to have to really slam this 7 to be able to get up. Oh, shit. She's not going to like this at all, Mitch. Look at this. If that cue ball would have landed right on the rail, she would have had a really, really tough way to go. The fact that the cue ball stopped about an inch from the rail at least gives her a way to play the center of the cue ball as opposed to the very top of it, which you're forced to do if it's frozen to the cushion. And this way she just has to make the 8. I was going to say built-in position, but you know what? A little bit of a tester left. Did she get too far? I don't know if she's going to be forced to use the bridge here. Can she reach it? She's a tall girl, but that cue ball is pretty far away.
Stretches out.
She's all right.
So here we go. This would be for a 2-rack lead, and on the hill for Kelly Fischer, and no problem. And we talk about her playing quickly, but that shot was a lot harder than she made it seem. No problem. Kelly Fischer first to the hill here in Alpine.
And 6 games to 4.
The Mueller Recreational Products West Coast Classic is brought to you by Mueller Recreational Products, the rec room that comes to your door. By Viejas Casino, San Diego's favorite casino, voted the area's best casino 5 years running. And by Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world. Karen Corr needs to win every one of the last 3 racks if she's to move on. Down 4-6 now. Kelly Fischer on the hill. Karen Corr, I'm going to play catch up. Break and run out in her last time at the table. Let's see if she can do that again, Ava. Good solid break, and those balls are wide open.
It was. The only ball she made was that 1 ball on the side, and she played that really good, solid break, like you said. And she was rewarded with the cue ball and the 2 landing right there. And getting on the 3 is not that big of an issue, but look where the 5 ball is.
That's what I was going to say, the 5 and the 8 down there.
The 5 and the 8, it's obviously she can get to, there's enough room there where she can get position, but it just made it a little bit tougher with the 8 being right there. So very important that she gets a good angle on this 4 to get up for the 5. All right, she got the angle she needed. Now it's a speed shot, Mitch. She wants to come up right about towards where that 7 ball is right now. Somewhere in this area right here where she can squeeze the cue ball by without having too much of an angle. And she's got a serious cut shot here. She wanted to make sure not to get snookered. As you can see, it's a little thinner of a hit than she wanted. The good thing is that all she has to do is make the 5 ball fairly softly, and the 6 is on the other side of the table. Oh, she decided not even to go for it. She didn't like how thin of a cut it was, and how'd she hit this safety?
Look at that.
You know, that should teach us all something right there. If the cut was a little too thin, didn't feel comfortable, we're playing Kelly Fischer. Kelly's on the hill. Why take any chances? Just go ahead and bury her down there. And I think Kelly's heading over back to the table to get her jump cue. She only has piece of the 9 to get over, and not that tough of a jump. But what is she going to do with it?
And you know what? It's really the sign of a veteran player in Karen Corr. Because as you said, Kelly being on the hill, you know, another player may try to make something special happen, and then you wind up just losing the match right there.
Exactly.
Kelly's got to come with it here for sure. Good hit.
See if she's going to get rewarded here. Look at this. A little bit of luck, a little bit of help. Safety back at you. Now, Karen does not have an offensive shot here, as you can see. And it's a little tricky playing a safety, too, Mitch, because she can only hit a small part of that 5. What she'd like to do is bring the cue ball all the way around back where behind this 8 and 7, but I don't know if that's a risky shot, because if she doesn't get there, well, there it is. Let's see if she can get there. If not, it could be a sellout. She needs to stop. It needs to stop. It didn't stop. She has left an open shot for Kelly, although I don't think she can actually make it. I think she can hit the 5 ball, but not this side of it to make the ball in that pocket. So we'll see.
Last couple racks for both players have been, I won't say easy, but certainly easier ones after a break. Table wide open.
Yes.
And now, as we said, the 5 and the 8 had been tied up, and now 5 proving to be the obstacle in this rack.
Well, the way she just looked at it, she actually looked and looked at the angle on the 5 in the pocket. That tells me that she can hit it and hit enough of it to make it. You see, just barely by the 7. Hello. And that could be all she wrote right there. Karen knows it.
Now, one thing to watch in Kelly Fischer right now is we only have 4 balls left on the table for her to move on. She realizes what a huge match this is for her. Ava, you've talked about getting to that 4th spot and not moving on, and she's got a tough shot here on the 7.
Well, like you said, and she just realized right there how big it was. You saw her jump up on that shot on the 6. I mean, she came up way short on position. And she still got it, but she had to move that cue ball around a lot more than she wanted to.
But look at that.
But she's ready for this win, Mitch.
Now, when she's the kind of player, if I'm Vivian Villarreal and I'm waiting in the next match, I'm worried because Vivian's playing great, but once someone like Kelly Fischer, who knows how to win, finds out she can beat Karen Corr in this match and then have a chance to move on, you see it right there. That is the sign of Kelly Fischer going, all right, that's one big hurdle I have just conquered. Kelly Fischer with a very, very strong showing in Alpine, and she will move on.
And now it's time for our super shot of the match, brought to you by Simonis Cloth. And here it is, rack number 2 early in the match. But Kelly Fischer at the table. Karen Corr had taken a 1-rack lead. Any doubts about Kelly Fischer's ability to make some shots and be in this match ended here. A 5-9 combination, not an easy one. And Kelly Fischer said, I am ready to take my next step forward. She has finished already, guaranteed her highest finish on the WPBA Classic Tour. Here it is. She'll move on and meet Vivian Villarreal, the Texas Tornado. The winner of that match will meet undefeated Gerda Hofstetter, the G-Force, in our championship match here in Alpine. We're glad you've been with us. Keep your eyes open for those terrific matchups. For the striking Viking, Ava Matthias-Lauren, I'm Mitch Lawrence. So long from California. Accommodations this week have been provided by the conveniently located Holiday Inn Express in La Mesa, California. I'd like to take a chance to thank all the great volunteers from the American Pool Players Association, the largest amateur pool association in America, their help this week in Southern California. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.